Hi everybody, welcome to another Taubmans live colour event. My name's Fiona, I'm the Taubmans colour specialist and we're here tonight for another live event focusing on all of your frequently asked questions. So this is a chance for everybody out there, meaning you, everybody, all of our viewers, to have a voice. So as we go through the session, please pop into the feed any questions that you do have. You might be embarking on a new project and you're wanting to know a little bit of information about our products. So we're here to help you with your projects, your products, and obviously all about colour. And I also want to let you know that at the end of tonight's session, I have something very exciting to let you all know. I'm not going to go into it now because I have a tendency to give away too many secrets. I can't keep a poker face. So I'll announce something at the end of our session. But anyhow, as I said, we're all about frequently asked questions tonight. And we go through all of our social media feeds and we collate questions that, you know, are reoccurring so that we can bring you these sessions. And I have to admit, these are my favourite sessions because these are the sessions where I can really, you know, answer everything that you really want to know out there. So certainly ask all your questions, pop them in the feed and I'll make a start. So you'll have to bear with me as I look down and read at the questions that I've been given for tonight. So the first question I have that has been asked on many occasions is, what colours go well with areas with all white? So, you know, this is a very, it's a very broad question, if you like, because you could say that pretty much any colour is going to go with white. But what I would ask if I were wanting to sort of open up more about this is, you really want to have a look, and I guess it depends on where we're painting. Are we painting exterior? Are we doing interior? And you really want to have a look and see. So if we're doing exterior, we want to have a look at our surrounds and take into account what's happening out there. And for interior, we need to take into consideration things like, you know, what are our furnishings? What's our flooring? What sort of window coverings, etc. do we have? And, you know, what other colours are sort of in the space? So if you're using an all white, it's thinking about what's already happening within the space, and then you can draw on sort of elements that are making up your design to bring sort of a colour to life. The other thing that I would certainly make mention of is white's just not white. There are so many different whites out there, and it's really important to understand the undertone. And the best tip that I can give you is if you are embarking on a project and you're looking for white, because when you look at white like this, and I've got quite a few swatches here that I'm going to show you, and I'll pop them up all together. Just bear with me while I get all this organised. So if I put those up all together, you're standing there, for example, looking at the you know, at the colour wall in a hardware store, and you're looking at the whites, and it's like, oh, I really don't know where to start, because after a while they all do tend to look the same. And there's a really good tip that I do have. So if you are going to a colour wall, have a look for a colour chip that's called Brilliant White. Now this is a beautiful, if you like, it's our straight white. So it's our white that doesn't contain, you know, all of the tints that we use to make all of the other whites. So it gives you a really good base or a good backdrop to view the other colour chips on. So here's something I prepared earlier. And so now what I'm going to show you is, when I put a colour swatch up against that, you can really see the colour coming to life. And I mean, if you're looking here, so you've got our brilliant white, and we've got a beautiful soft white here, you can see what's happening there. Now, the other way is, well, so now I'll show you, I've got a cool and a warm, which I've got together there. So you can see you've got a cooler white there, and then you've got a warmer white there. I'm hoping that you can see that, and you can see the difference. You can see the undertone coming to life. So it's really, look, it's a really valid suggestion, like to grab a brilliant white colour chip. The other thing you could do is to get yourself a large white piece of card, and you can look at colours sort of up against that as well. The other thing that I do suggest, and I think that it's probably the most crucial thing when you are selecting whites, is to get yourself a sample pot. And I'm going to show you after how you can order sample pots for everybody that is at home in lockdown. And get yourself a large piece of cardboard. Now when I say large, you want to be looking at least 1 metre by 1 metre. You brush out the piece of cardboard with your sample pot. I'd be giving it 3 coats. And then you can move your piece of card that contains your colour around your space at different times of day, under different lighting, and then you really get to see how the colour's going to work in your space. Because generally, depending on your lighting, it certainly will influence your white. And when we start to talk about using white outside, it will really influence your colour, because putting white outside has a tendency to, I like to use the term, to bleach out or dilute out. And that's just because the sun's hitting it and you're losing the intensity of the colour. So when you're working with whites outside, it's really important to use a tone that does have a little bit of depth. So back to the question about what whites, what colours will go with all whites. Pretty much, if you're using a white, have a look and draw from other elements that are within your design. So we're talking interior, have a look at what else you've got going on in that space. And if we're talking exterior, have a look at your surrounds, because that's going to give you a really good, I guess, a good starting point. So, if you set into a bush setting where there's lots of beautiful greenery, you can certainly look to introduce green into your design. For example, inside, if you've got a red lounge or something like that, you could introduce red if you wanted to, or you could look to introduce charcoals, etc. They work really, really well. So I hope that helps. And I think I've probably covered just a little bit of that as well, like what colours go with warm white. I guess warm white tends to lend itself to warmer tones if you're looking to start with a warm white, because a warm white has that warmer undertone. Beautiful tones like, let's say, for example, you could look for some beautiful mustard, some burnt orange tones, and even some beautiful deep reds. Things like that are going to work really, really well when we start to look at whites that are on the warmer side. So have a look at that. Oh, hi, Ro. Thanks for joining us. I'm really well, and I hope you are as well. If you've got any questions, please feel free to pop them into the feed. Okay, another question that we get asked quite a lot is what are some best grey colours for weatherboards or so? So what are some of the best greys that we could use for weatherboards? Well, again, the first thing that I would ask is, where's the dwelling situated? Sorry, I'm looking at questions that are coming up. Where is the dwelling situated? So are we bush, are we coastal? Because as I've talked about before, greys, when you look at greys, they sort of sit within 4 categories. So you've got a blue-based grey, perfect for a coastal environment. Then you've got a brown-based grey. So, you may have heard of people talking about colours that are greyish. So it's a mixture, if you like, of brown and grey. Then you've got a green-based grey. And when we start talking about greys, I think green-based is probably one of the easiest greys to work with. And when I say that, it's very forgiving and it's very adaptable to its environment. So I do find that is something that I tend to favour when I'm working with greys, and because I know that it's going to sit with so many different other colours, etc. And the other grey category, if you like, is it's a red or a purple-based grey. So it's the grey that does tend to have, it does give sort of a purpley sort of hue because of the red sort of element in the tint, which creates the grey, if you like. So it depends where you're living. Now I do, and I'm going to take you to our web, I do favour some beautiful, beautiful greys, and I've written just a quick list here. So I'm going to jump from to my laptop, and I'll pop myself up in the corner. Beautiful. So now when we talk about greys, it's really good. Take yourself to the Taubmans website. It's recently been updated and it is brilliant for searching for greys. And the reason being, I'll show you. So I'm now onto the Taubmans website. And if this wants to work, we might have some action. Here we go. And then if you hop down to where it says paint colours. Beautiful. And then we scroll down here. And we can see here that what they have done is they have categorised colours, if you like. So you've got your whites and neutrals, you've got your greys and blacks, browns and blacks, yellow, green, blue, etc., etc. So it makes it really easy for when you're first starting out and you're looking for colours, having them grouped. So let's just have a look. So I'm going to take you to, greys and blacks. And as you can see here, it gives you straight away down the bottom here, it's got Black Pearl, Silver Spy, Windswept Beach, Oyster Bar and Mojo. So some of the most popular greys and blacks, and one that I really do love and I do favour, especially if you're in a coastal environment and you're looking for something that is beautiful grey with a soft blue undertone. Oyster Bar would have to be one of my favourites. I'm going to quickly show you. Here we go. There is the colour there. It is beautiful, and if you are looking to paint weatherboards, it looks fantastic. I've actually got a lovely client that's using that at the moment. They are coastal. They're painting all of their weatherboards with Oyster Bar, and they're actually using white and surf mist. So it's fantastic. Okay, the other way, and I'm just going to quickly show you. So if I go just to the search option here, I can quickly search for a colour. So I'm going to have a quick look for Lazy Days, which I think is beautiful. Here we go. It's another fantastic colour. And that again is a beautiful grey. Now this grey here does tend to have a slight bit of a green undertone. So you could certainly use that in a coastal environment, but you know what? It would work really, really well when I talk about having sort of a bush setting. It's beautiful. I have got some questions here. Okay, I will quickly answer a few. So I'll come back on screen and then I'll come back and show you just a few more of our frequently asked questions. Okay, so well, thank you. So the question is, what type of paint would you recommend for a bathroom? My customer has asked me about it. Thank you. So look, we do have within our paint category, so Taubmans Endure. Taubmans Endure is a fantastic product, and I'd recommend that for your bathroom. We do have a product called Kitchen and Bathroom, but what I really love about Taubmans Endure is the fact that it contains what they call NanoGuard technology. And so what that is if you were to put paint under a microscope, it has a large sized paint particle. That's what standard paints have. So NanoGuard has the large sized paint particle, but it also has the smaller paint particle that fills the airspace, creates what they call an interlocking molecular structure. And so what that does is it prevents, anything like mold, mildew, dirt, penetrating the surface. It also has bacteria shield, so it's got all your mold inhibitors within the paint as well. It's been endorsed by the Asthma Council, so it's asthma and allergy friendly. So if you do have anybody out there that suffers from asthma, this is the way to go. Because of NanoGuard, you can actually scrub the paint. It is a truly scrubbable finish. And there was another thing that I was going to tell you about it. It's just slipped my mind. And you can certainly, look, it has bases that you can tint into different colours, etc., etc. And the other thing I was going to say, it's very low VOC. So VOC are the volatile organic compounds that are emitted into the air as paint dries. And it has a minimal smell. So look, that would be the way that I would send you. It is a fantastic product. Okay, I hope that helps. I do have another question here as well. Hi Brooke, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Your question is, you're just wanting to get your thoughts on two-toned walls. We have panelling on the bottom, half beige brown colour, and the upper half is plain cream colour. Are two-tone walls a thing of the past, or should we embrace this and try to use more modern colours? So to be honest, two-tone walls, especially when I think about two-tone walls, I think about sort of dado panelling or the VJ panelling down the bottom, and then your gyprock or your plasterboard above. I think they look fantastic, and you can do it two ways. You could do the two-tone, so doing it two-tone, you can have white on the dado and then you can colour up the wall above, or the reverse. It just looks fantastic. And if you get a beautiful colour scheme that works really well together, they tend to sing. So you're telling me that you have cream and then you have a beige brown. Yeah, look, I think that works fine. If you're wanting to inject some colour, you can certainly look to It depends, I guess, on, I'd need to know what's your flooring, just before I go shooting off a heap of colours. Do you get a lot of light in the space? Do you gravitate towards any other colours? And are there any objects within your design or in that space that are already coloured that are going to influence the design? So if you can come back to me with a little bit more information, I can certainly elaborate on some colours that you could also look to view. So thank you. All right, I'm going to go back to our questions. Okay, now the other thing, I've lost my train of thought. Right, the question I have here is, how can I order colour swatches and how can I order sample pots? Now, we've been asked around about, I can't tell you how many times this has appeared on our social feeds. And I guess because, you know, that we do have so many people still in lockdown, etc., and you still want to be able to, you know, create spaces at home, trial colours before you go and paint all of your walls. So I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it. So I'm going to go back to the laptop. So here we go again. Pop myself up in the corner there. So now I'm back onto the Taubmans website. I'll just go back to where it says paint colours so that it can go back to where we started from before. And then if I scroll down here, and you can see what I'm doing here, I've got the colour visualizer. I will take you through that if we have time tonight. Chromatic Joy, do have a look at that. Our 2021 colour forecast. Beautiful, beautiful colours, and they've been created with Colorsmith. Here we go. I'm going to take you through this is where you can order sample pots. So I'm brought to a page that looks like this. Now if I just scroll down a little bit here, so I can now, with the search engine here, as you can see here, I can click into here and choose a colour. Now before I was looking at Oyster Bar, so I'm going to pop that one in again. Seems to be my favourite at the moment. I absolutely adore it. And then I'll just hit enter. And let's just go down here, and here it is. It has populated down here. So what I can do is I can hit on the view color details, and then I'm brought to a page that looks like this. So I can now drop down and order a test pot. And if I want to as well, I can actually order myself a color swatch. And the color swatch, I'm just going to find something that I've prepared earlier. You'll get a little swatch that size. So it just gives you the opportunity to view the colour. Certainly a great way to have a look at colour. I do think that when you are deciding on colour, a test pot is the way to go, and to paint out at least 1 metre by 1 metre. So now that I have done that, I can now click on the red cross in the corner. I'm just going to take myself off the screen for a moment. Reason being so that you can see the red cross. So I'll just click on that and it takes me back to where I was before. So again, I can now put in another colour. I'm going to pop in crisp white. Here we go. It's populated here. Now I'm going to go view colour details. And here we go again. And so now I can add to cart. I can add a test pot. Whoops, add to cart. And it has been added. And then back to the X. Okay, I'll come back into the corner there. Now I can now go, I might just do one more colour just to make sure we've got everything I want in here. What else can I pop? Mojo. Mojo is a fantastic charcoal. It's beautiful. And if you were to pop Mojo with Taubmans White House, they look divine. So let's just pop that there. I'm going to again add to cart, and I will now, right, so Mojo has been added to my cart. Now let's go to my cart and let's hope everything's there. Yes, beautiful. I was a bit concerned I couldn't see the red dot, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm live, I need to make sure I've got this working. Okay, so now if I scroll down, you can see that I have ordered, I've ordered two test pots of Mojo. That's okay. I've ordered, what else have I ordered? A test pot of crisp white, and I've also ordered a swatch. Anyway, that's okay. So now in the drop down menu here, if you're a builder, an architect, a specifier, trade painter, designer, student or other, you can click other. If you don't have an ABN, you can just pop in NA and then you can go to checkout. And then obviously, next thing you're going to need to do is pop your email in, your address, and then continue to shipping, etc, etc. And then next thing you know, you'll have some sample pots delivered to your door. So this is a great way to certainly, navigate yourself around on the Taubmans website. Have a look at the colours. There are just some beautiful, amazing colours here. Let's just go back up again. Have a look at the colour families. The greens, I'm very partial to green, and there happens to be one of my favourite tones within our colour library called Painted Turtle. It is divine. It is the most beautiful green. But certainly hop on, have a look, explore down, because look here, you've got a world of colour sort of at your fingertips here, and the fact that then you can at the end of it, order yourself some sample pots. You can do what I have done here. Okay, let me just find something here. Let's go to Irish Stone. Now you can heart react that, which will then save it as your favourites. And then at the end, you're given a list of colours, etc. that that you can pop on the side there, have a look, etc. So that, as you're going through the library, selecting colours, etc. So a really, really good tool to have a play with. I'll come back. All right, I do have some more questions here. So, okay, let's have a look. Right. Thank you, Brooke, for coming back to us. Okay, so it's for your living lounge area. You do have timber floors throughout. There's not a lot of natural light in the space, unfortunately. Okay, so my next question would be, so given that you've got timber, which is going to add warmth, and there's not a lot of natural light, using warm tones, if there's not a lot of natural light, will naturally warm up the space. And if you do have a space that has a lot of light, using cooler tones tends to work really, really well. So, given that you've got beautiful timber flooring, I guess, is it light, is it dark? Automatically, I'm thinking that you could use a beautiful green, and you could marry that with something like Taubmans Crisp White, and they would work really, really well together. I'd probably be inclined to use the green on the bottom half and then using the white up the top. And the reason I say that is, if you've got white and you've got it near a timber floor, sometimes reflection from the timber floor can sort of influence or reflect onto the white and influence warming that white colour up more. So if we use the green below and then we use the white up above, the white's going to help to lighten your space up a little bit. So if you want to come back to me again, let me know if you're interested in a green, and I can sort of pop a few different greens your way within our feed or back on the screen tonight. Okay, what else do we have here for us? I do have, let me see, sorry, I'm reading. Okay, hi Ashley, thank you very much for joining our session tonight. For exterior, we have brown bricks, light chocolate colour. Most colours I've seen that match it are yellow cream. What would you suggest to give it a coastal feel? Bricks on bottom panelling on second story. And you've got surf mist, roof and gutters. So if you have surf mist, roof and gutters, and then you have brown bricks, what would you suggest to give it a coastal feel? Bricks on bottom panelling of second story. Okay, so above, sorry, I'm reading and thinking. So above, if the bricks are on the bottom panelling on the second story, and then above, what sort of substrate are we dealing with? And Ashley, is there any chance that you can even pop a photo into our feed so I can actually have a look at it and get a better understanding? So then I can sort of give you a few suggestions with colour, and then I can see the areas that we're really wanting to colour up. So that would help immensely. Thank you. I think I've covered most questions here for the moment. Well, I guess I've only really got 6 minutes, so I want to announce something, as I said earlier, that I had something exciting to announce. Oh, okay, I'll just quickly go back. Thank you, Brooke, for coming back to us. You love the idea of green and white. All right, I will shoot you some beautiful greens through shortly. Okay, so as I said earlier, I've got something really exciting to announce. So a bit of a drum roll. I guess out there, I'm going to ask the question, who has colour conundrum? Who is having issues or who is having a hard time choosing colours? Well, I've got something really exciting. You can win a free Taubmans colour consultation. So we are giving away, or Taubmans are giving away, a free colour consultation to 5 lucky viewers. So, and I'm reading from here so that I make sure I give you all of the details. So it's very, very exciting. And so to enter, what you need to do is you need to visit Taubmans Australia Facebook page. So what you're on now, you need to look for one of our live sessions starting from the 26th of August, which is tonight, onwards. And in the comments section, tell us in 25 words or less why you should win a free colour consultation with Taubmans. Now, the thing here is you can't forget to include the hashtag, and it is hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation within your entry. Now those words aren't part of your 25 words, so that's on top of it. And I guess I've got a sample entry here that I can quickly read out to you. So hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation. I need a colour consultation because my room is purely white and it feels like a clinic all the time. So this contest runs from the 26th of August 2021, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to the 8th of September 2021. So everybody out there that wants some help with colour, this is an opportunity to win a free colour consultation. I think it's really, really exciting. So love you all out there to hop onto our live feeds, as in from this week moving forward. Tell us in 25 words or less why you feel you need a free colour consultation, and don't forget to put the hashtag Taubmans free colour consultation in it. So I really, or not just me, everybody that's going to be judging it, I think everybody's going to be looking forward to reading all about why you need this and reading all about what sort of help you need, etc. So I think we're going to pop this into our feed as well as a reminder so that you can actually view all about the competition, terms and conditions, etc., etc. So I'm so excited about that. Anyway, so that's what I had to tell you. Now, what I do also want to say is, let me just see whether I've covered everything tonight. Brooke loves the idea of some green and white. So once I hop off here, I'm going to give you a few greens to have a look at. I've got a few in mind for you. But I'm going to close tonight's session. I'm going to say thank you very, very much to all of our viewers out there for joining us again tonight. It's always fun. I really do enjoy these sessions, especially the question and answers. I think it's lots of fun. It's very enjoyable for me. And I'd like to, as I said, to say thank you very, very much for joining us. Wish you a fantastic week and wish everybody out there to stay safe. And as I always say, happy painting, and I look forward to seeing you here again next week. Thank you very much. Bye.